Kids Hub, a positive place where kids connect. Kids Hub, where smart is the new cool. And we're connecting today. My name is Regine Bennett, junior broadcaster from the Kids Hub Media Network. And here I have with me the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation Youth Secretary, Triana Wilkins. Welcome back, Triana. Welcome back to the stream. You did a fabulous job on the KSAMC JC's Instagram live yesterday. It was
Thank
fabulous.
you.
You did a great
Thank you.
job. And
Thank
who do you
you.
have as your guest today?
Today we'll be speaking to Christina Williams. She's the president of the Mona Girls Students Association. So I'm really looking forward to that discussion.
Fabulous. And I know you'll do a fabulous job hosting. You look
Thank you.
fabulous, by the way. So, all the best. And I'm going to head over there. So, we just want to tell all our listeners and all our platforms Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch to just head on over to their Instagram page that's at
Yes.
KSAMC and join the discussion. Engage. I'm going to head over there myself. So, I'll see you there, Triana.
I'll see you there too. All right. So we're going to start our live here on Instagram. See if we can get this going. Okay. Persons are already joining our Instagram live. It's so great to have you guys here. We had a really interesting discussion yesterday, and I'm really looking forward to today where we will be speaking to Christina Williams. The St. James Junior Council is here. Thank you for joining us, guys. You have been so supportive throughout this campaign, and it is great to have you here today. So we're just going to give the others some more time to join. How are you guys feeling? Were you guys here yesterday? I want to know. How was the discussion yesterday? How was it? I want to know how you guys are feeling. Are you excited about today's discussion? Do you want to hear from Christina? Let me know. Everybody wanna feel like free. Forget the troubles and the rock with me. You don't feel already music sweet. Thank you for joining us for another discussion today with the KSAMC Junior Council. It is so great to have all of you here. Trust me, guys, it's going to be a great discussion. And everybody got this struggle. I beg you to help me, Lord. And let me know what on my troubles can see. Everybody wanna feel like free. We're also streaming with the Kids Hub Media Network on platforms such as Periscope, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, guys. This is something great, and Christina is already here. So I'm not going to really waste much time today. We're going to get right into the discussion. So for those who are here, let's get started. For those who don't know me, for those who think they know me, and for those who actually know me, my name is Triana Wilkins, and I'll be your host this evening. So for those of you who were here yesterday, I gave you 3 facts about myself. Let's see. Oh, I have something interesting to tell you guys. Yesterday, you guys were pushing for me to give you guys a push-up challenge. And let me tell you, when the KSAMC Junior Council's page reaches to 400 followers, so make sure that you do what you can to ensure that this happens, guys. So if the page hits 400 followers, I will do a push-up challenge, right? I will do it and I'll post it on my personal Instagram page. So we're just going to get right into it today. Our guest is here, Miss Christina Williams. I'm going to go ahead and add her so she can really introduce herself to you guys. Yeah. It's not blackmail, guys. Come on, follow the page. And when it gets to 400 followers, I'll do the push up challenge. That's a promise. It's a promise. So we're waiting on Christina. Christina. All right, we're trying to add Christina here. Remember, guys, we're also streaming on Periscope, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hi, Christina.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Triana.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm so excited about today's discussion. I'm really excited to talk to you. So I would just like you to start by telling us a little bit about yourself. Who is this girl that is speaking on the KSAMC Junior Council Live? Who are you?
I think I'm going to do away with the earphones. So, who is Christina? I think Christina is just a simple girl from country. I'm originally from Portland, a proud country girl. I'm currently in Kingston. I'm at UWI. I study policy and international relations with a splash of Mandarin, as I like to put it.
Ooh.
Yes. So I'm a university student. It's my final year undergraduate, and I like to say final year and don't jinx it because of everything that's happening with COVID. I really hope it's really my final semester. And I'm also the guild president at UWI. Proud, and proud is a privilege, I believe, to be given this opportunity to serve 20,000 students on the campus. And I think maybe that's why I was asked to be on this live, because of that.
Yeah.
And but really just a simple person. I'm really passionate about same things that I think that you're passionate and that the youth council is passionate about, which is really to give back, to be of service to other young people, to be an advocate and to add a voice, and to also empower others to be a voice for themselves. So that's really what I'm passionate about. And I think I told you earlier that I love food.
Yes.
I'm a foodie.
Yes.
I really am a foodie. Yes, and I love outdoors. Outside not keeping right now with COVID, but I really look forward to when COVID will end, and then I'll be able to go back outside and enjoy some good times with my friends. But yes, that's me in a nutshell.
And guys, something else about her that she really skipped out. She loves waterfalls and the beach. But interestingly, you want to tell them, Christina?
I can't swim. I can't swim, but it doesn't matter. I still love the water.
Yes. There's also something else. I noticed on your Instagram page that you noted that you are an Afro-kit. What is an Afro-kit?
So you're really doing your research, man, Trina.
Yes.
Okay. So an Afro-kit is a term that I coined. It's an original term, and it's really because, as you can see, I have an Afro right here. Yes, I have an Afro, and I'm an advocate. So put together where you get Afro-kit. And the thing is that most people tend to recognize me by my Afro. If I go somewhere, they will say, "Oh, yeah, Christina, you're the girl that comes on TV or whatever." I recognize it from your Afro or something like that. And if I ever comb my hair, they don't recognize me. So I just coined the term African.
All right. So you are the president of the Mona Guild of Students. You are a youth advocate. Tell me, how did you become this person? I want to know, how did you become Christina Williams?
Well, let me say, I am still becoming Christina. I don't think the journey ever ends for us as people, whether it be young people or more mature aged adults. The process never ends in terms of becoming your best self. So it's still a process, it's still a journey, Trina. But as I said before, I'm from Portland, and I started off at, I would say, this desire to give back started off because of my family. So you grew up in a Christian home, and when pot cook, food have to share it to the neighbor, right? And you have to go to the neighbor and you have to give out the food. I remember when it used to be like Easter time and Christmas time, and you have to share the Christmas cake and the Easter bun. And I thought, when you're younger, you want all the food for yourself. Yes. And you kind of say, and you say, oh, you done all the food for everybody, and maybe not my share I got done. But in a real way, that's how it started. Giving back as a community level, and my family was very big on that. You have a little, but there are people who still have even less. Yes. And so that was where it started from. And then when I went to primary school, I got more involved with different club societies, and then I moved on to high school. Big up Titchfield High, one of the best schools in Jamaica. And I said one off because I don't want nobody drag me.
Yes. You have to be careful. Yes.
For them school, right? So one off the best schools, and we're actually celebrating Teachers Day today. I'd like to mention that because teachers at that school, between my primary school, primary, and my high school teachers, they really poured a lot into me, Triana. And I like to say that I am a replication of the pieces of different people who poured into me.
That's awesome.
None of us are really just ourselves. We're really, I would say, an amalgamation of different experiences and inspiration from other people. So that's how it started. And when I went to high school now, I got involved with the National Secondary Students Council, which I think probably your group would have worked with, with different projects. And I served on that council for 5 years. To date, I'm still one of the most long-standing members of the National Secondary Students Council. I went up the ranks, moved from regional representatives straight up to national representatives, vice president, all of that. And then you did all of that all the years, got involved again, and then moved over now to the university. And of course, the advocacy continued. I think I've spent more than 10 years of my life doing advocacy work. And they probably want to know, how old is she? How old is she? I turned 22 this year. So I've given over 10 years of my life in service to young people. And I don't think it ever ends. Right now, what I'm looking at is to transform this into a career and get little money, make some work, right?
Yes.
Right? So it's really to translate that into a career. But I don't think I ever want to stop getting involved with, in terms of humanitarian work. I think that fulfills me. I don't know. Well, I'm sure it's the case for you guys. I'm on the council that when you do good, you feel even better inside. Yeah, you don't need to get paid or anything like that, but it's something that drives you, that if you don't do it, it's like you don't feel good inside. So somebody asked what up on my neck. It's actually it's a beaded necklace. Actually, I made it, so it's beads, and then I just put it in and that's
you made it. Yeah. Wow. When did you make it?
Right. I have a little toops of talent, but not much. Not much. So yeah, but as I said, I'm trying to, it's still a process.
Yeah.
My daddy, which is my hero, very humble man. He keeps me grounded with the value systems that I would say growing up with. Kindness, humility, love for people, love for self, and love for God. Most importantly, love for God. Those values have kept me grounded. So no matter what I do, no matter where I go in the world, there are certain fundamental value systems that drives the work that I do.
That's awesome. Guys, and that's really important because yesterday when we were talking to Daniel, we spoke about how important it is to know yourself. So Christine just came, placed the icing on the cake. All right. So I thank you so much for that. Now you stated about you spoke about all the things that you were involved in from high school, from primary school, all the way to university. And let me tell you, I am very active myself, and a lot of times you hear
I can see that.
say enough. Oh wow. Right? So I want to know something before we even dive into discussion. What would you say to those students who have so much in them, but they suppress it out of the fear of being called enough? You're too enough. Tell me now, what would you say to those students?
Perfect question. I couldn't ask a better question. I remember, I can never forget. In high school, I got a lot of backlash because when I just got involved with NSSC, I had to travel a lot from Kingston to from Portland, to Kingston, and there were times when I was absent from school, and you come to school the next morning,
part-time student.
Yes, she's absent. Why she always absent? And I said, I'm born in here, whispering, and the same thing I talk about. Why she's so enough and everything she want, for a time, I can tell you, I also suppressed myself. I look back and there are opportunities I could have embraced and I never did because I doubted myself and I wondered at what people would say. But you see, what's happening now with COVID is a reminder that life, it's fragile.
Yeah.
It's short. And there's going to come a time, whether as a young person or even as an adult, you're going to look back at your life and you're going to realize that all these chances that you never took, they have limited where you are now. So it doesn't make any sense you live for people.
Yeah.
As I said before, find that value system, find that purpose, identify it as early as you can. And yes, things will change along the way. You may decide, okay, I don't no longer want to be this involved in this particular thing. But once the value system remains the same, I think you should always take a chance on yourself, because if you don't, who will?
Yes, that's so true.
Unless you believe in reincarnation, we only have one life to live.
Yeah.
So why not live it to the fullest? And it's funny, China, because after doing 7 years at Teachfield, I did 6 from upper 6, lower 6, and after graduating and coming to the UA, the same naysayers, they same one tag me on social media, WhatsApp me, and they be like, "Oh my God, Christina, you're an inspiration. I look at all the things that you're doing now." I'm right now as the guild president, I'm doing national lobbying efforts, and you see where that the prime minister, different ministers, they commend me or they commend the initiatives that I'm doing. And these same persons who were saying enough back in high school, they're the ones saying to me now, "Christina, oh my God, how did you get involved in this?" And I'm like, but girl, but boy, at the same time that from high school, what you mean, right? And they're also asking me, how can I get involved? And give me some contact information. And I still do it. I still give it to them, because you're not supposed to have any enmity in your heart.
Yes, that's true.
Even though them say the things them bad boy, don't have no enmity in your heart against people. But yeah, so I took a chance on myself. I never did it right off the bat. I had to grow to that point. Mm-hmm. So don't feel any way if you're on the live right now and you still feel that doubt. Fear is natural.
Yes.
But you should never let fear take that much control over you that you don't step forward. And you will never get an opportunity that you never take or you never took. Right? So if you want something, you have to at least try.
Yes.
And that's what I would say.
Yes. So guys, you've heard that. Make sure that you take I'm giving you 1 second to just think about that. Internalize, guys. And just attach that to your value system as you stated earlier. Right? Alright, the second is up.
No, that's okay.
Alright, so I introduced you and we spoke about your guild presidency. There are lots of persons on the live now who aren't tertiary students. So I want you to tell us a little bit about the Guild of Students. What is this society? What is this about?
Okay, so the Guild of Students is the entire student population, which is approximately 20,000 students. But the Guild Council is the body, your youth council, or junior council as we call it rather, is the body that manages the affairs or represents the affairs of the students to the university administration, and in many cases also to external bodies, not just the administration. So that council is not approximately, it's actually 45 members. I manage a 45-member team.
Wow.
Yes. And it's funny because I think I'm if not the youngest, the second youngest member of that team. So, it's kind of, right, a lot of pressure. But they're all amazing young people. So the Guild Council represents affairs of the 20,000 students to the and to external agencies. And we do a full cadre of different, provide a full cadre of different services. So we're talking about welfare. So we provide scholarships and bursaries to students. We provide feeding programs. We provide entrepreneurship hub. It's a physical space you can come and set up your different businesses. We also provide funding through our entrepreneurship competition. We also have academic support as well. We also have a postgraduate section just for students who are postgraduates. And then, the faculty representatives as well. So each student is in a faculty. So you have a rep for that. Students who live on hall, they have a rep for that. If you don't live on hall and you're a community student, you have a rep for that. So every single aspect of a student life that you can think of. Of course, on the most everybody you report to them, of course, right? And you with Carnival, and there's a part just for that as well. That's the CAC, Culture, Entertainment Affairs Chairperson Portfolio. There's also the Games Committee Chair that deals with sports and work in collaboration with the UE Sports Unit. So everything you can think of, churn out as a student gets involved in academic, extracurricular, welfare need, the different welfare needs, the guild provides assistance with that. So we do a lot of work.
All right. So with all this work that is needed, for the guild to function, how is it going to work with, school in September with a large possibility of COVID still being in our society? How is society going to function?
Okay, so just first for clarity, I've served thus far for almost a full year. And funny enough, I'm going to be the longest serving president in 1 year because my tenure has been extended because of COVID. Yeah. So really and truly, I should have ended my tenure this month, but I'm going to go over into July because of COVID. So I think I'm making history right now, I guess. But So how do I balance that? It's a two-part question actually. How do I balance it now, and how will I balance it with the whole COVID thing? So before now, I would say I took it a day at a time because guild presidency is a full-time job, right? It's a full-time job. Your phone never stops ringing. You never stop getting messages. You're always in meetings. Let's talk about meetings right now. Let's talk about meetings. We start from 8 o'clock in the morning and done 8 o'clock in the night. 12-hour meetings. Yes. Sometimes you have to travel outside of Jamaica because the UE is a regional institution. Yes. And I was also ICGC president, ICGC chair, which means the Inter-Campus Guild Council. So all the different guilds of the 5 UEs, there's a chair for that. And I was one of that. So I had to also be overseeing the entire guild system for all the campuses. So we're talking about in total probably like 60,000 students.
Wow.
Right. So I also had to do regional travel as well. And then outside of the UE related things, and you would know, as an effective advocate, you can't just focus on the direct needs of your constituents. You also have to think about their needs in terms of the entirety of the society. Yeah. So even though we talk about issues like tuition and welfare on campus, as a guild council, we're always trying to look how we can better the lives of students even outside the campus.
Yes.
So we're talking about doing lobbying efforts with the government as well, and with even regional bodies like CARICOM as well. So there's always so much work, but for me, I take it a day at a time because you have to balance it. Because when I believe in the crafting same way, we have to do it, right? Imagine me a president and me a field courses. That's not cute.
No.
So, no cute. So that's also something that I have to balance as well. But you mentioned something about COVID. Now, let's quickly talk about that. When COVID came on the scene, as a guild, we had to go into task force mode. Yeah. And what that means was that as a president, I said to my team, for those who can remain on campus, I want you to remain with me, and we're going to zone in all the issues around COVID, whether they be direct implications or indirect ones. So far, what we've done is we've provided a feeding program for students who are still left on hall, because not everybody can go home because regional students are stuck here. As you know, the borders are closed right now. So we have a feeding program for them as we speak.
That's great.
We also provide a subsidized transportation system for these students as well. So if you want to get to the supermarket or pharmacy, you only pay a very small amount, like $150 for a car cab, right? And it takes you anywhere around Kingston to get your supplies. We also provide a transportation for these students to get home. So for the ones who wanted to go home to the different parishes, we provided a bus for them to go home, and that was free for these students. Yes. And then now, outside of that, what we do on campus, what we're doing off campus is that I don't know if you have seen it in the news, but we're successful in getting 0-rated access for online learning.
Oh, you got it. That was actually a question of mine. So we're jumping all over.
I preempted you.
Yes.
Right. So we have that. And what we did was that when we realized school was going to go online fully, as a guild, we said, well, yes, school will be accessible. You can go online, but there's so many students like me who come from countries who won't be able to access these online platforms because they can't afford data plans to provide for such, for constant online interaction with the lecturers and then to upload the assignments, all of that. So we said to the government, we want some assistance.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw the tweet because
yes, I did. That's what I wrote down, right? Girl. That's what I wrote.
Exactly. And you see you see how powerful the youth voice is.
Yes.
One tweet started off a movement around getting online learning accessible. And that's why young people should never underestimate the power of their voices or of their tweet.
Be enough, guys. Be enough.
Yeah. Be enough. So we asked the government what they could do, and they came on board and they said, yes, we will provide zero-rated access for some of the online, not all, but for the most popular ones. Which we did. We got that through the digital education plan, established as credit. The megabytes that you get on that plan does not go towards these sites. So in essence, you use the sites free. Then we went even further, Trina, because we said that there was a particular site that needed to be zero-rated, which is Blackboard Collaborate. And it took us about a month to get that negotiation finalized, and we finally got it. And we will be announcing later on this week that Blackboard Collaborate has been zero-rated through the digital education plan.
And we kind of just got an exclusive release of that information. Right. So if you want exclusive information, make sure you're following the page, guys. Make sure you're here.
All right. So for Flow now, what we did was that Flow didn't zero-rate the plans, but what they did instead was that they gave us a special code that will provide unlimited data access for UE students. So we're trying to protect that code. We're trying to fortify it, so we won't release the code just yet. But that's what we have for students who utilize the Flow service. So the site hasn't been zero-rated for Flow, but they're going to provide unlimited access unlimited online access once students are able to utilize this code, and it's a subsidized cost. So that's what we did for zero-rated access. And, aside from that, we got different policies to be revised. We're talking about extended times to pay tuition fees, talking about refunds and credits to students who, like for those who were on hold, they got back money as well to their accounts. For those who wanted to register late, no cost to them. Late fees were suspended. Girl, I can't even tell you how much. I'm sure I forget well if I think, but everything that we could do as a guild to make it more convenient, because COVID in of itself is already a major inconvenience.
Yes.
So everything that I could do as president, in collaboration with my team, my amazing team, anything I could do to help students, we thought about it, we proposed it, and most of them, if not all, have been passed. So we are really, really grateful to the admin because, as young people, we tend to forget as well that the adults, the government, the administration has a part to play. Indeed. They have a part to play, because no matter how we propose these different initiatives, if they don't say yes, most times they won't be successful. So I still have to commend, it's true. I still have to commend my university on coming on board with these initiatives. Oh yeah, and it's important. I'm gonna forget this. We're giving out tablets free of cost to students as well. Yes, we're giving out tablets free of cost. It's a loan system, mind you, because we want to pay it forward. So students will have the tablets for the remainder of the semester, and then after the semester's ended, they will bring it back. So that's something else that we're doing, and we're delivering it to their parishes, so they won't have to travel from Oyo.
Yes.
Yeah, from Timbuktu to come feed. What will happen is that we're working with Jamaica Library Service, meeting them up. They're a partner, and they will have the tablets at these different libraries across Jamaica, and students can go there and get them and bring them to their respective homes. So, if things are going,
that's great. Before we even continue with this interview, I just want to commend you and your team. We really need leaders who take action. With so many advocates, we have a lot of people making noise, but not a lot of persons doing what we need them to do. So I want to commend you and your team on all the great stuff that you're doing for the students at UE and at large, because you're really setting trends
for other universities to follow, and I think that's really great. So there was a question yesterday. Martina was asking, is college online even college? So there are lots of concerns as it relates to COVID and online schooling and going to UA. Can you clear up a bit of that? Just allow us to feel more comfortable with this new system that we're going to face in September, August.
All right, so let me first say something that students who are coming over to university should not misconstrue what's happening now with what will happen in September. Okay. What's going to happen is that, as you have seen, the government have said that schools won't be reopened in a physical sense until September 7th.
Yes.
Right? So it's very likely that by then, and I say very likely because I believe and have faith in the health system or health sector of my country and the leadership of my Prime Minister, it's very likely that we will have COVID under control and we'll be able to resume school in a physical sense. So for those of you who are coming over as first year students, or even those who are returning to school as second year, third year, etc., they will be able to continue school in a physical sense. So you should not worry too much about that. The primary concern that I have, however, is for the students who are currently completing the semester online. As I would have mentioned earlier, there are a number of challenges. So even though we got zero-rated access to students, even though we're giving out tablets, there are still students as we speak who have had to take a leave of absence, for example, because they just cannot manage or handle the online learning. Online learning is a total different thing.
Yes.
It's something that you have to watch, You have to pace yourself. You have to get up in the morning, ensure you go on the Zoom or go on the Blackboard Collaborate, ensure you complete assignments on time. It's a different system. But let me tell you something, Trina. I have full faith in the young people, in the students of my country, and I believe that we're resilient students, resilient young people. I believe that we are able to adapt and adopt. We're innovative, and even though things are not the same as they were before, we will rise and we will do well. So I would say to students, yes, there are lots of challenges, but don't become so burdened by what's happening. Try to see how can you move with the times, because you don't want to be left behind. And that's the truth. So while the government and youth groups like yourself, Junior Council, like myself, Guild Council, try to make access better for young people, young people themselves have to take initiative to also move with the times. Read, be informed, get skills. These are all them free courses that we are giving online right now. If you can access them, access them. Man, mentality, man. You have to move with the times. Don't stay in your room and cover your head with the pillow and say, oh my God, we can't manage. Because if you want to be successful post-COVID, you'll have to adapt. There's no if about it. I mean, look at the adults, the must adapt to. You have people, listen to me, let me tell you something. There are people who are doing classes right now as teachers who have never done online teaching before. And they're about to get to the program. They're about to go, right? They have to go through training and come. And even the old one, them we really never want to use the Zoom or use the Blackboard. They have to do it. So they themselves, adults, have to get with the time. So what say us as young people? And we like to claim, say, we are the head of the century and all of that. So we have to get with the time. So it's really a balance between ensuring access for young people, but young people also have to take initiative as well to ensure that they take as much opportunities as they can to, I would say, be able to move forward what is happening. Because the world will never be the same. Whether we like it or not, the world after this will never be the same.
Indeed. And guys, I'm just reminding you that I want to feel you. I'm not here with Christina by myself. So when it is that you have a question, let me see those questions in the comment section. I also had another question from another prospective UA student, and she was asking, how can I survive UA? You spoke about how many persons are on campus. We understand that it's a really large campus. How can we survive UA? How am I? How is this 5'2" girl going to survive at least so much in an environment that is so large? How am I going to survive?
Very good question. So something I said to the first years last year at orientation, I said to them, when you come to UWE, you become an ID number. and you go to classes and you're an ID number to the teacher or to your friends, well, your classmates. You're an ID, and everything that you do, they always ask you, "What's the ID number, miss? What's the ID number, sir?" Like nobody asks your name really on the university, and it's aside from that physical thing, it's also a psychological thing because it means that you're not really fully a person. Right?
Yeah.
And what it means is that a lot of the things that you're going to accomplish at university, you'll have to be self-motivated. Or, along with self-motivation, you will need to have a team of people around you who are going to help push you as you go through your years at UA. You can never do it alone. No man is an island. Believe me, when you come UA, it's going to be or any university is going to be a real thing. Because sometimes you're going to miss class, you need the notes, or you need somebody to help you with that very hard first year course, or because foundation courses are criminal. Let me tell you something, right? And you're gonna need somebody to assist to help you. So you won't be able to be successful here alone. You will need to bond, and you need to find, I like to say, tribe. You need to find a tribe. And that tribe is going to empower you and push you. But aside from your friends, you need to also make connections with admin as well. You know, students tend to underestimate the power of having this one person that have your back in admin, because you're going to need a recommendation letter, you're going to need that transcript, you're going to need that reference letter, etc. And you need somebody in admin who remembers you, because remember now it's 20,000 students.
Yes.
Right? So imagine the lecturer remember everybody where them teach per semester. And remember now, you don't stay in a class for 1 year like you do in high school. You stay in a class for just 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And by next 3 to 4, after those 4 months, is the next set of classes you're going in again. So if you don't make a positive impact, you will not be remembered. So you said enoughness, what we are trying to run from in a high school and primary school, you better enough for you, or you take our EDSI, or maritime, and the other colleges, Michael, Sharpwood, etc. You better enough, because you will be left behind. You will leave UE and nobody remember you. You can't get a recommendation, nothing at all. And then I would also say to a student who wants to survive, aside from trying to be remembered, one of the best ways to do that is by getting involved.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, we have over 100 clubs and societies on UE, right? So you will need to get involved in a club or society. You can get involved in the guild. I don't know, maybe try to be the next guild president. Who to tell? I don't know. Never
We'll
can
see.
tell, right? Right? Aside from that, I would say the students as well, aside from getting involved on campus, you need to get involved off campus as well. Because we're talking about internships. You hear about the work experience quantity that we have? 5 years work experience and want? Where won't we get that from?
Exactly.
The only way to be able, where we get that from, right? With their school 1 year, so we can work 5 years from. But the only way to be able to show competitiveness in the workplace is that you need to be able to say, I've had experience working as a part of a project or leading a presentation, and you need to do that by getting as many internships as possible. And most times these are offered off campus. Yeah. So don't just sit on the campus and get comfortable, because you won't be on UE or you take a wherever forever. Yes. You have to go off into the world. So try to balance your involvement on campus along with your involvement off campus. And do the summer job then. Please do summer work. Please. All right? Because as I said again, when you get to university, what's happening is that you're getting prepared to go into the working world, whether you be an entrepreneur or you work for someone. So while you're developing your academic profile, you need to also be developing skills as well that will make you more competitive. Remember, for the young people on this live, remember, you're not just competing with the people at your university or the people in your country. This is a global world.
Yes.
Right? And you're competing against thousands, hundreds of thousands and millions of trillions, zillion, gazillion people around the world. And so when people look at your resume and they compare it to someone else, what will set you apart? And that's why I am doing Mandarin, because we know that the world I go towards.
Lord.
Yeah, we know the things and we know the things there.
Yes.
Right? And that's why I am doing Mandarin, and I'm balancing that off with policy, because governments always need good policies to drive development, whether it be social or economic. And then I'm also doing international relations, because I talk about, again, the world is a global space.
Yes.
And I want to be able to maneuver that in an effective way. So that's why I did my degrees like that. And of course, other degrees as well are also very important. But while you're doing your degree, it's not enough to just have a great GPA. That alone is not enough. Someone that come from university, from high school, and has sparks. I would never be as bright as someone. Jeez, when I come in with 11 ones and 12 ones and 8 ones and bag of things, I will never be as bright as some of you guys. But if you want to leave, the thing is that it's a good thing I mentioned that, because what's going to happen is that when you come to university, you're going right back to square one.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about your ones. Because all of us got into UE, right? Or UTech or wherever. Like, all of us are going to get in, right? So, what sets you apart from me? We're in SAM class, so what if they get 12 ones? Whatever, all right? So, it's really going to be a case of building back yourself now from that level right back up. Don't come and say, oh, we're bright already. Come in with scholarship, right? I'm an open scholar, so I'm the brightest thing. Yeah, you may be. That's not enough, because by the time you finish your 3 years or your 4 years or 5 years at UE, it's what you did at university that's going to matter. Nobody's going to care about your high school accolades, because that won't matter anymore. It will be what you did while you're at university.
All right, guys, so make sure you have your pencils, your paper, and you're writing down all these nuggets that we're getting right here from Christina. We're trying to eliminate the fear of going into UE, this major campus. There's a question here from
I'm seeing some questions coming up.
It's a question from Javine. She's asking, what about persons who have received a provisional acceptance and they need the CAPE 2? Do you have anything to say about that?
Very good question. So, for those of you who have gotten or received a provisional acceptance, it means that you're probably like 75%, 80% through the door already, right? Because they would have looked at what you have and said, okay, this girl or this boy, them they pass something right now. We can't see them being a UE student. So what's going to happen is that they're going to wait until your grades come out for the CAPE 2. As you know, CAPE has been pushed back to... Look at your face. Oh my God, don't worry too much about it. Right, so CAPE has been pushed back. But just remember this, guys. The University of the West, I can speak for UE now, I'm speaking for UE specifically. UE works in collaboration with regional governments. So UE is not going to open its doors without getting a directive from the governments to say, listen, our students will be ready by August or ready by September. Based on that directive, then UE is going to open their doors. So don't worry about, oh, my grade not come out in time for me apply or whatever. Don't worry about that. Because the UE works in collaboration with governments and they're going to make their decisions based on what the governments say.
All right.
Just don't worry about that.
So we're going to another question from Javine. It's more recent, but I'm skipping to this one. She's asking, how can we be enough when we weren't enough before? You know, that's interesting coming from Javine, because she's my close friend and she used to be shy and now she's large in debating, but I'm going to allow her to I'm not going to load her up here.
Why not call out Javine though? I never call out your friend for your life, so no loyalty?
No. Because I know that it lies within her to be so much more than she allows herself to be. And I know that a lot more persons, they're just the same, you know. They suppress themselves. They put themselves in a box. So what can you say to those persons who are not as enough as they should be? Yes.
Okay. All right, let me tell you something. Enough doesn't always mean that you are the most outspoken. Yes. And there's nothing wrong if you're not the most outspoken person in the room. Yeah. My talent, quotations, is talking. That's my talent, right?
Yes.
And it doesn't mean that in order for you to be successful, you have to be as talkative as Christina or as engaged and gregarious like Triana. No, it doesn't mean that. But it means that find your niche.
Yeah.
Find what you're good at.
We spoke about that yesterday, guys.
Yes. And excel at it. That's what enoughness means. So be enough with your purpose and be enough in your own way. That's what enoughness means. It doesn't, because, you know, enough people get enough opportunities, right?
Yes.
That's
thank you for that.
But the only way you can get enough opportunities is if you find your niche. Because imagine this, if all of it is supposed to be talkative and want to be debaters or student leaders or whatever, like what else would the other spaces in the youth realm or just in the world overall would not be developed? Yeah, so you have to have some people who are going to stay in front of the computer and I go hack and I go code and I go create the different social media, the TikTok that we love and stuff like that. You're gonna have people who are gonna be, all right. You see, look like you can dance. This is what me talk about. So you're gonna have different realms that you're good at, and you excel at those. Don't ever try to say to yourself, you know what? I want to be like Christina, so let me do everything that Christina does.
Yes.
You can admire me, but don't try to be exactly like me, because you yourself have your own flavor to add. The world is a big melting pot, right? It's a big pot of cook pan fire. Of course, I give food and all of this because I love food. Yeah, but it's a big melting pot of different foods and flavors. You must add your own flavor to that pot, right? I see my Jude's family is on the live. Big up yourself, my Jude's family. Joining in a tertiary students. I'm also part of that group. So it's all the different tertiary institutions together, the student leaders, and I'm also the vice president of that body. So big up on yourself. Thank you for supporting me. Right, but back to the thing. So add your own flavor. Don't try to be like anybody else.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. What I realize right now when I look at COVID, and I realize that you see the young people, I don't know if you've been seeing the news, but there are some young people creating different apps and devices in health. There's a young man from UE, Javier Bryan, who has created this app, this technology that can track your vital signs without having to be there in a physical way. And Javier is not a talkative person, right? He's not always yap like me. But look, the man thing gone viral. Minister big him up, and he probably will get this thing properly developed and probably sold and make money from it, and also be able to help lives. So that is his way of being enough. It never means I'm not gonna talk. So I did my advocacy by talking, getting 0-rated platforms for students, Javier doing device. But we're all contributing to the life of our different young people and just to our country. So find your enoughness.
Yeah, guys, that's the beauty of individuality. There's something special in each and every one of us, and it is shaped by our purpose and our experiences. So that is really important. Alyssa is asking, continuing on that line of discussion, how do you find what you're good at? Do you focus on one specific thing or do many things at once?
All right, that's a good question. So it depends, to be honest with you, because we have a lot of Jack and Janes of all trades, but I always say try to be a master of at least one. So you have hobbies and interests, and there's nothing you don't need to limit yourself to just one hobby or one interest. Aside from humanitarian work and advocacy work, I did pageantry for a while. You saw that, right? Yes. I was Miss Teen Jamaica in 2016, Miss Teen Jamaica UN in 2016. So I did pageantry as well. I like model too and look nice in photos and things too. So I do have a lot of interest outside of humanitarian work and stuff like that. So there's nothing wrong with having multiple interests. But there's gonna come a time when you have to select that one or two or three things. Some people are multi-talented, so they can't choose all people things. But they say, okay, this is what I really want to focus and zone most of my energies on. So you choose, but don't feel forced that I have to figure that one thing out. Yeah. No. You're still very young and you still have time. Believe me. So finger with different things, open yourself to different opportunities, and I tell you, over time, you're gonna feel like, okay, this is the thing that sets my soul afire the most. So it will come. Don't feel pressured. And also, don't feel pressured in thinking that whatever decision you make now is permanent. Let me tell you something. Lots of students who come to UE switch their degrees. They come and they're doing law, medicine, business, and then second year them switch. Does it mean that they're failures? No. Some of them graduate and they become valedictorians. They graduate and have a high GPAs. They graduate and get great jobs. They change their minds because as a human, that's your right.
Yeah.
You have the right to change your mind. Always remember that. Don't feel pressured into a mold. Like, okay, because I want to be a lawyer when they're primary school and career day. It means that I have to turn a lawyer. No, because as you grow, you experience different things, you become more exposed, and you learn more about yourself. Remember, you asked me the question, who is Christina? And I said, I'm still a journey. Exactly. It's still a journey, and you will have time to change your mind. And change your mind if you must. It better you change your mind to something that makes you happy than remain unhappy. For what? For appearance's sake? No, that's not cute. So, change your mind if you must.
All right, I had my own line of argument, but we have some questions coming in, and I think this is where we need to go. So I'm going to do away with my questions.
And Alicia Carla is asking, what if you have too many skills and talents to choose from to excel at or to focus on?
Well, as I said earlier, it's some people are able to do multiple skills and excel at most, if not all of them. Look at Beyonce, look at Katie. Definitely. All right, like she dancing, she's a great performer. She do businesses, like she's like a full, multi-talented, comprehensive woman, right?
Yeah.
And there are people here on this live who are like that. And I would say to you, if you're able to hone all these skills, or most of them, and you're able to make them marketable is very important. And if you later in life you want to make money from them, that's fine. Go ahead. Like there's nothing that prevents you. You don't need to limit yourself. Remember, Nina, guys, one way of making a living now work in 2020 and onwards. Like if you're gonna use one way alone to earn money, or to market yourself, no. Because when we look at the fact that lots of persons are being laid off now in COVID, and it's because of the little side job them where them have, or them a startup. Everybody I make mask and I sell $500 and I make money from it. Them probably never done make mask before or sew before, but them started that. So you realize that you have to, it's good to diversify, but once you find that you're able to benefit from all, then fine. But at the same time, if you realize that what you really love is singing, as an example, or you really love humanitarian work or something like that, and in your effort to try to do everything at once, you're pulling energy away from what you value the most and don't. You have to be able to have that very, I would say, personal conversation with self and say to self, what do you really want? When your mother tell you what your father wants, but like, what do you want? What do you want, Trina? What you want to be, right? And when you think you have that very intimate conversation with self and conscience, and then you decide from there. Because sometimes it's not really, so we have a talent, you know. We just listen everybody tell we around me, say where we be or whatever. Sometimes not really what you want.
That's so true. All right, final question on this topic. Have you, Christina, ever struggled with negativity and doubt? If so, how did you deal with it?
Okay, so definitely, as I said before, when I was at high school for a number of years in the beginning, like from between 7th to 8th grade, I struggled with that, and I also limited myself in things that I want to get involved with. So definitely, and even as early as, or as recent rather, as running for the president. I remember when I was running for it, people said to me, Christina, you'd make a great president, but you will not win. Let me repeat that. You'll make a great president, but you will not win. Why? I was running against people who were more popular than I was. They're popular on social media, they're popular in the streets, everybody had them charging and thing, and I was not the most popular candidate. And other persons did not believe they believed in my capacity to lead, but my capacity to win the election. And so there was a negativity and doubt, and then people said to me, Christian, you need to wait your turn. Like, where you come from? Who you think you'll be? You just come from, yes, and just one come run for president, so you never go up the ranks, you never earn the stripes. I mean, so what's queer? After God bless this piece of clay and put it in the world to change life. You're gonna tell me it's my time already? God said my time come now, and my time now.
Yes.
But it's so definitely doubt and negativity. It's a part of me, and even as we speak, because as a leader, you think about what people have to say. It's a part of life. Don't think people say, oh, don't think what people say. Like, that's not true.
Yes.
You should filter it out. But it's a hazard that comes with the job of serving others.
So
negativity can always come around, but you have to know how to filter, as I said. And I ground myself in a higher power than man, and that power is God. So no matter what man say to me or about me, it's nothing. It's water on my back. I'm like a duck because I ground my faith in God. And so I'm able to pull strength from him. And I have very harsh conversations with myself. And so, for example, what I do is that if, for example, I'm going to run for a position, I said to God, I have this conversation, should I really go for it? Am I doing this for the right reasons? You also have to ask yourself those questions as well, because there's some people who do this because they want titles, they want positions, they want to have this long resume to say, I was this and I was that, but they don't genuinely want to serve. And so I don't want to be caught up in that kind of frame of mind of always wanting everything when me see. But I do it because I really want to serve. And so even when there's negativity to say, oh Christina, why I do this? Left it for somebody else, I can still go and compete because I know that the reason why I'm doing it is coming from a good place.
Yes, it's from the passion and not for the position. I completely understand.
Yes, girl. Drop court. That's reachable. I might steal it.
Okay. Somebody here has a point saying that sometimes you don't know what you want until you've grown through experiences. And I completely agree with that, guys. So for you listening to the live here, that's why I asked Christina about her journey, because your journey is so important to who you develop into, to you becoming who you're going to evolve into. So just embrace the journey, embrace every step. So even though so many uncertainties with COVID-19, embrace the journey. Take this time to focus on yourself, to focus on your health, focus on your mental health, because it is so important. Because you will grow and your growth is important. Right?
Yes, very true, very true, very true. If that child shall lead them, I don't care. Look at you and I hope you're leading me. Yes.
All right, so we're going back to. All right, I want to go back to another question that I had written down. The whole Jasmine Dean situation. I understand that it's a sensitive issue. However, I just want to look at something along that line. What has been put in place for students with disabilities coming out of that situation? So it's obvious that something needs to be done. So what is being done?
Very good question. So let me start off by saying that the university, before Jasmine went missing, the university had a buddy system in place, and that's how students who don't have their own transportation, well, students with disabilities who do have their own transportation get home usually. Buddy system, so the person puts on a taxi, etc., travels with them. Unfortunately, on the day, or rather the night that Jasmine went missing, her body did not know that she was at school that day.
Oh.
So because of that, because she's a very quiet young lady, she's very quiet. Like Jasmine will come and sit down based on how the unit and the special services unit explained it. Based on how her personality, she'll just come and sit in the office and you don't know that she's there. So on that unfortunate and fateful day, Jasmine's body did not know that she was at school, and so she was not able to utilize the body system. So what we're trying to do now is to make that system more effective, where once you come to the door, it's logged that you are here. So even if you don't come and talk to nobody and just sit down by yourself, it will be automatically logged that you're here and that there's somebody there to support you throughout the day, or even in the evenings, night, etc. But outside of that, though, we would have already talked to JUTC. And because that was one of the major issues, because she went on the bus, she was waiting on the JUTC bus that never showed, right? And that unreliability of the public transportation system, the service that most disabled persons or special needs persons rely on, it did not come through for Jasmine. It did not come through. It still pains me to date, because when I watched the footage from the night, she waited there for hours for that bus. And it was only because it got so late and she couldn't get the bus why she went on to that public transportation and to that taxi. Right? So, and even though the first taxi that she took, the police would have let him go, so that there's no evidence to say that he would have been involved in her disappearance. The fact that she still went on to public transportation, and that's where she went missing, it still speaks volumes as to why we need a JUTC service to be reliable. So we met with them about a week or 2 weeks into, well, probably a week and a half into the disappearance. We met with them, myself, the guild, and the admin staff met with JUTC, and what they would have said was that they committed 4 buses, especially to the campus, that will act as a pickup, not just for disabled students, but the students overall. Because remember now, the security concern of public transportation extends to everyone. 2 weeks into her disappearance, there was also another. It was a failed abduction of another young lady. She was lucky enough to get away, but it shows that it's not just about disabled students, young people, our girls, our boys. They're all at risk when they take public transportation. So we got JUTC to come on board as well, and they're pledged 4 buses to travel through the campus. That will be it won't just be for UE students, but they will get preference during this period, for the through the 4 buses. So that's something that we have. Unfortunately, COVID came, and then students had to go home. So the buses, that system never came on stream, but that's something that will roll out in September.
Yeah,
and I'm happy to know that I was able to do that.
That's awesome. Trust me, when I get to you, I'll make sure that I find some part to play, because disability awareness is something that is very dear to me.
Very good, very good.
So, I'll definitely be involved in that. We're really running out of time, and I'm so disappointed. We need a part 2, Christina. We need a part 2.
All right.
So I just want to thank you.
No problem. You just reach out and let me know.
No problem. I want to thank you for being our guest today. I want to thank all those who were here, all those who participated, all those who asked their questions. We want to give a special shout out to the Kids Hub Media Network, where we're streaming on platforms such as Periscope, YouTube, LinkedIn. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to follow the KSAMC Junior Council's page and continue to be informed, stay resilient, be awesome. Thank you for joining us today, guys. Thank you. We love you.
Thank you so much for having me, Triana. And big up the Junior Council. Thank you so much, guys.
So hi to all our friends over there on the live stream from Kids Hub Media Network. We just ended our Instagram live, and it was amazing. Christina was an amazing guest, and I just hope that you continue to join us on our Instagram lives at the KSAMC Junior Council. I am your host, Triana Wilkins, and I am signing out.